Hi, everyone. My name is Melissa Vela-Williamson, and I am the Chief Communication Architect and founder of MVW Communications. More than that, I am a public relations strategist. I'm accredited in PR and have been in this field for over 17 years now. It's been a long time. I graduated from my university and got my bachelor's in English Communication Arts at St. Mary's University here in Texas. I was the first in my family to go to a four-year university, and I really didn't know how to, so I followed a couple of my friends to a small private university in my area, which I didn't realize would be so expensive. So I was very motivated as a student to make sure that I found a promising career path. At the time after high school, what I knew about myself was that I was very creative. I was in every single kind of band there was. I played alto saxophone, super cool. I was even in the mariachi band. I was drum major of the band. So I had those leadership qualities. I really liked strategizing, planning things, moving projects and new ideas forward. I could see that from a young age. And I like leading, and I also like doing the right thing. I was also a published creative writer, a lot of poetry and essays in my youth, and was kind of a rising star in that area. But I also knew that my poetry and also I was very much into photography, neither area had stable career fields for me to pursue. And so while I was exploring English communication arts at my university, I also realized that there wasn't any um, my parents didn't have funds to send me to school. So that bill, those loans were going to be mine. So I was very motivated to be in career services and to ask a ton of questions on how could I use my communication skills, my love of writing, my love of being creative to help me find a job that would, help me pay at least these loans off as I got older. So not a super high bar, but again, I was a pioneer in my family and kind of the one changing the family tree. So that's okay. You will find your way if you ask a lot of questions and are close with your instructors and professors, get to know career services, get to know the Office of Experiential Learning if you have one. That's hands-on experience, tends to be workplace learning oriented. So do any internships, shadow, volunteer, just be around any part of the industry you are curious about. That's a huge tip I have for college students today is that you will never have as much opportunity and leverage to try new things and be helped out by other professionals as you do as a college student or being this young in your journey. So ask a lot of questions, build your network now, get your LinkedIn ready. Make sure that you're very careful about your social media presence because all of those things can do good things for you as a college student, or they can actually get in your way if you make some mistakes now. So with all that said, by the time I graduated, I was in my senior year of my undergrad, and I was presenting. We had a capstone class, and we were presenting about our career fields. And the only thing I could figure out to do with all my skills that I put together was, well, I could go into advertising and be a copywriter. And that's still a lot of what I do today. I do a ton of copywriting for every kind of communication platform there is, whether that's blogs or an article or an opinion editorial for a newspaper, whether that's social media posts, whether that's website copy, press releases, press kit materials. There's a ton of writing I do. So if you are curious about PR, make sure that you're a good writer and be willing to work with an editor and be willing to continue to learn how to be a good writer. Learn a lot about Associated Press style. Make sure you have your own copy of apstylebook.com when you graduate. It's like $25 a year, but then you can search in real time all the updates they've made. Because if you do get into PR, being a good AP style writer will be a specialty that will help you rise above other candidates who just write how they write or write how they did in school, which is going to be very different. So being able to acculturate into business writing as a PR pro means you know the AP style book and you are willing to have the subscription for yourself that'll follow you across your job. So I was getting ready to finish college and I presented about being a copywriter, and my friend Pauline presented about public relations and her internship in PR. I had done an internship in marketing. I understood that, And I saw the PR department. I was curious about that, but I didn't know too much. But when she told me about what she did and how she was helping others and working with journalists and doing other aspects of marketing or advertising that I thought were interesting, all wrapped up in PR, I was pretty sold. It sounded very heart based, very people focused, and cause focused, and that really rang my bell. So as we were finishing up our senior year, I really got excited about, okay, so I want to be in PR. I found my fit. And then I started telling everyone I knew, which is a tip for you all, tell everyone you know where you want to go so they can help you get there. I ended up finding my first PR job kind of by accident in conversation. I had a job at the local gym and was talking to a trainer friend I had and was telling him that I'm getting ready to graduate. I actually accepted an offer at a nonprofit to help with grant writing. I wasn't really good at that. Being a technical writer wasn't something I was excited about, but I needed to pay off this school bill that was going to start as soon as I graduated. So it gets my foot in the door, which is also another tip. Take any kind of communication job that you can get in today's environment. It is very hard to find that first job. It's always hard for aspiring PR and communication pros to find that first job. So anything kind of near what you want to do is good enough when you get out of school. You'll get your dream job, or you'll design it for yourself like I did years later, right? So just have that first shot. And so I was telling this trainer, his name was Mario, about, I took this job. I'm very grateful for it, of course, but I'm very uncomfortable. It's not really what I want to do, but I'm going to give it a shot. And he told me, well, it just so happens that my wife runs a PR firm. I should, connect you to her. Sometimes she takes freelance help. I had no idea. Right, was right under my nose was a connection. So long story short, he introduced me to his wife. I freelanced for her on top of my full-time job. So being very hustle oriented and working hard and having good work ethic will do wonders for you as well. So I started to work at nights and weekends on the PR work that this owner gave me, and also did my full-time job. Within 2 months, she offered me the opportunity to come over full-time to her boutique agency. It was called In-House Public Relations. And I said, absolutely, this is where I want to go in the industry. And that's the only time I've ever left a job before a couple years in. So I told my nonprofit job that unfortunately I was going to have to leave because I had an opportunity to get in the field that was a better fit for me. Kept, a good rapport there, but was able to transition into PR within 2 months after working as a new college graduate. And I've been in the field ever since. So I wanted to share that with you, a little bit about my journey. You can find me on LinkedIn, or my website is mvw360.com. I have been in every major sector of PR, small little Hispanic focused boutique agency, the largest agency in my market. I have been in-house with a nonprofit. I've been in-house with a big corporation. And I will tell you, at this point in my career, now I have my own consultancy and firm, MVW Communications, and I've truly designed the career and job that I've wanted. But I will also underline the fact that make sure you manage your expectations. Work is still work. There's going to be a lot of parts that you love, but that idea of if you do something you love, you'll never feel like you're working a day, that's not true. There's work parts of every job, but if you can marry things that you're interested in, things that you believe in, with the skills that you're good at, you're going to be happier in the long run. And I'm quite happy in PR. So reach out to me on LinkedIn or mvw360.com. You can find my business channels there, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you have. Also, be a connection if you're looking for a new internship, an apprenticeship. We have remote opportunities, and there's a lot of colleagues I have that are willing to work with students across the country. Take care, study hard, and be smart about it.